Good afternoon, everybody. This morning I was showing you a poll, and well, this afternoon I came across this, the disapproval versus approval rating over time versus Justin Trudeau. So the blue line is those who approve, and the red line is those who disapprove, right? So we can track over time. This is December of 2015. He was pretty popular. Lots of people approved. And then as time goes on, the shine declines. So December of 2016, he's at 55%. By September of 2017, he's at 50%, and crossing into 40% in March of last year, and now we're down to 28%. Wow. And I mean, it's no surprise the absolute chaos he has sown is coming to fruition everywhere, spectacularly, right? Like it's China, canola, SNC, Mark Norman. Oh, yeah, Mark Norman. MPs quitting. Hey, you know what? You know, it'd be kind of funny. We could combine Mark Norman and MPs quitting all in one story. Here we go. Here it is. CTV News reporting. Liberal MP Andrew Leslie, the guy who yesterday just broke news that he wouldn't be running again as a Liberal, to testify against the federal government at Norman trial, sources say. Wild. Now, watch this video. Go click the link and watch this video. Evan breaks it down wonderfully in the first 2 minutes, but I'm not going to play that 2 minutes just because I've got I've got enough to do, and I have to, right now I'm usually hanging out with my kids, but people are helping me out, so I can do this video right now. So I'm going to do this quick. Okay, go watch the video. Evan does a good job. Watch it. Okay, former star candidate and now outgoing Liberal MP Andrew Leslie is on the witness list to testify, if called, against the government on behalf of suspended Vice Admiral Mark Norman in the high-profile case about the alleged leak of cabinet documents, CTV News has learned. Leslie, who represents the Ottawa riding of Orleans and was previously a lieutenant general in the Canadian military, would not comment, but sources tell CTV News that he informed the Prime Minister's office more than a year ago that he would testify on behalf of Norman. Sources confirmed that he is listed on the defense witness list. Two high-level sources tell CTV News that after Leslie informed the PMO that he would testify on behalf of Norman, he was not pressured to change his testimony, nor was he asked to not run again. CTV News has also learned that Leslie has asked that his legal costs be covered by the government, and that request has been signed off, sources say. In contrast, CTV News has learned that Norman's legal fees, which are not being covered by the government, have grown to more than $500,000, and this has presented him with a serious financial burden that sources tell CTV News is very difficult for him to deal with at the moment. I scroll down. When asked for comment, Cameron Ahmed, the communication director for the Prime Minister's office, said, quote, "We do not comment on matters before the courts, and we respect the independence of the court process." Now, the Mark Norman case is a really complicated, long case, but essentially Mark Norman tried to get a Navy ship built, and he did it with not Irving shipbuilders, which is, I suppose, a faux pas if you're in Quebec or anywhere in the east of Canada. And it didn't matter because Mr. Norman and Mr. Harper had used the government and used the proper channels to open up another shipbuilder called Davies. Davies built the ship and delivered the ship to maintain, and it was a Navy supply vessel. So you don't have a Navy if you can't resupply at sea. And this was the last resupply vessel that had been hollowed out by a fire. So Mark Norman maintained Canada's Navy, and anyway, he wasn't at the meeting where the information that was leaked, that he's accused of leaking, was given, and I think it was 63 or 83 reporters, or not reporters, but 60, I think it was 60 other people, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on the 60, but a whole bunch of other people also had the information, including a couple of people closely connected with Mr. Norman who work for him, etc., and Mr. Norman was, up until 3 weeks ago, the only one charged, and then they charged the other person. But this whole thing stinks, and this Liberal MP debacle must be a headache for Mr. Trudeau, particularly in light of this and the falling fast poll numbers, like the tanking poll numbers. So the party conversation must be changing because this number is getting much higher than the approval rating ever was. So, and I'm sure it's going to climb higher between now and October because, well, Mr. Trudeau is bad at his job. Here's the anti-carbon tax crusaders Doug Ford and Jason Kenney meet at Queen's Park. So I just thought the picture was kind of funny, and I'll read a little bit here. It says, Alberta Premier Jason Kenney visited Ontario on his 4th day on the job to meet with Premier Doug Ford to discuss their mutual opposition to the federal carbon tax. Both premiers are strongly against the levy, and Kenney noted an important decision was coming Friday from Saskatchewan's Court of Appeal on whether it was constitutional, or it is constitutional. I'm going to show you the outcome. Link is in the description. I just wanted to show you the picture. I thought it was kind of funny the way they're trying to frame all of this. And I don't know. Carbon tax. They're against carbon tax. At least they're calling it a carbon tax and not a price on pollution, or however Trudeau wants it framed. So that's a small benefit, I suppose. Here's Premier Scott Moe, and this is the decision that was alluded to in the last story. And he tweets, quote, "Though I am disappointed with today's ruling, our fight will continue on behalf of Saskatchewan people who oppose the ineffective job-killing Trudeau carbon tax. It was a 3-2 split decision, and we look to appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada." And there's another tweet, or another two. "Ultimately, this will be decided by the voters in the federal election. In 3 provincial elections in the past year, the party which supported the Trudeau carbon tax lost, and the party standing up for its citizens by opposing the Trudeau carbon tax won. Thank you to all the organizations and provinces that intervened in this case on Saskatchewan's side, as well as to Saskatchewan Justice and our 2 outstanding constitutional lawyers who presented Saskatchewan's case." Sorry for the stumbling on those words there. And I thought this meme was kind of funny, and it just shows, well, that Trudeau handshake, right? Yeah. Yep. They're on their way out. They're on their way out. Get the broom, sweep them clean. Bye-bye. I've never wished for October this early in spring, but man, summer's going to be fun, but okay. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Check out thepeoplespartyofcanada.ca and have a wonderful weekend, but I'll be around tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.